my beautiful people, welcome back to a new video. I'm Ruth and this is the channel where we focus about healthy lifestyle and how we can become the best version of ourselves. I want to especially thank you all, my viewers who have subscribed to this channel. Thank you so much. And if you are new here, hello, don't forget to click on the subscribe button down below. In today's video, we are going to be talking about healthy relationship and 8 habits that we can imbibe to help us get over the hurdles that are making our relationship unsuccessful. So in today's video, we are going to be saying healthy relationship. The word relationship has been really used these days to the extent that people often assume it has just one universal definition. However, in reality, the word encompasses various kinds of human associations or connections, which can either be romantic or non-romantic. Yes, non-romantic. The relationship with your spouse is a relationship. The relationship with your children is a relationship. The relationship with your neighbor is a relationship. The relationship between you and your colleagues at the office or you and your co-workers is a relationship. Relationship between you and your religious members, your teacher, relationship with your lecturer, relationship with your classmates, relationship with your teammates, relationship with your relation, the landlord and the agent and the tenants. So we have various kinds of human connection. It's not just romantic kind of connection that is a relationship. So we have other kind of connection also that are relationship. So this word is, when you just pillar kind of, you are in a relationship, that's you are involved, romantically involved with someone else. But now we have come to know that there are different kind of human connections that are also relationship. The Mental Health Foundation has issued a warning that the lack or the absence of quality relationship is killing us faster than obesity or even lack of exercises. Yes, in fact, statistics shows that a lot of us are in unhappy, toxic and poor relationship, and this emotional trauma often spill over and affect our mental health, and this does not leave the oncoming generation unaffected. They are also affected by these traumas. In fact, children from broken homes, children have a high risk of having mental health issues too. Relationship is a very important aspect of human life, but being who we are from the part of this world, we don't really pay attention to our relationship. We just believe it will work out. We spend more time, we spend years going after our academics, spend years going after other aspects of our life. But when we come to the aspect of the topic of the relationship, we just assume it's going to work out itself. People that have great relationship tell us it's great work, but we don't know how to do this great work. We just hear relationship is work, that we're enjoying is work, but we don't know how to do this work. So guys, in today's video, I brought 8 habits in which you can imbibe that will help us get over the hurdles of our relationship and make us better people and have successful relationship with our spouses, with our children, with everyone around us. So we have 8 habits that can help us. So guys, let's go straight into today's video. On my number 1, be authentic. Be authentic. It is much more easier and more fun to be yourself in a relationship than trying to be fake, than trying to claim what you are not. Healthy relationship takes real people. If you want to have a healthy relationship, you have to be real. Don't try to be somebody else or something else. They are all taken. Be yourself. Be authentic. Habit number 2 on my list is be flexible. Be flexible. Give it time. It's normal to be uneasy, to feel somehow about when our relationship it's not going well. It's okay. Just give it time. Allow for change and growth. Give it time. It would become better. So that's when we are flexible, it will help us accept and allow for growth. The third habit I have in my list here today is takes a process, and it takes a process. Give it time. Healthy relationship don't just happen. It takes time for our relationship to get better. It takes time to meet the right people. It takes time to meet positive people. So give it time, guys. Don't be in a haste. Don't be in the fast in the about relationship. No, it takes time. Good things take time. Also, relationship too. So we have to be calm, and everything is not about being snappy. Good relationship, healthy kind of relationship, you have to give it you have to be genuine, you have to be involved, you have to be there, you have to give it your best. It takes time. Good relationship takes time. Healthy relationship takes time. So give it time. Don't be in a haste. Invest your time into quality relationship. In fact, research shows that people that are in it's better to be alone than to be in a toxic relationship. People that alone they have the chances of having a better mental health than people who are in toxic relationship. You are believing this person is going to change. This person is the first time the person tried to harm you, it didn't work. Oh, you say okay, I'm going to give the person a second chance. Maybe this person will change this time. It is more toxic and more harmful to your health. It's better to be alone than to so. It takes time to get positive people, it takes time to get healthy people, and it takes time to build on that relationship. So give it time. It takes a process. So now, habit number 4 on my list is be curious and not critical. These habits help us. We are all coming from different backgrounds, we are all coming from different places. There are some backgrounds where it's acceptable for children to use their left hand. There are some background people also come from that it's unacceptable. There was a time I was teaching a particular child. The mother said I should be tying stone on the boy's hand so that the boy doesn't use his left hand to write, but the child came left-handed, and there are parts of the world that it is acceptable to be left-handed. Meanwhile, there are some other parts. So people come from different family, different background. People come from different homes, and we have to spend time and maximize our strengths rather than looking or facing our differences. We are all different. We are all wired differently. But when we are curious and not critical, we would be able to maximize our strengths rather than paying more attention on our differences. We have to be curious and learn about the other person, learn about your spouse. They are behaving in a kind of way. Be curious to know instead of just condemning the person. Be curious and know where they are coming from. Spend time in maximizing strengths instead of wasting time and energy on our differences. Then habit number 5 on our list is ask and not assume. Yes, ask and not assume. We have to create time to have quality conversations. We have to communication is a very important, effective tool in all relationships, whether to your children, to your parents, to your spouse, to your neighbors. You have to communicate. You have to ask. In fact, there was a time I was talking to one of my friends. You've always been telling me you are always busy, and he was like, we've not spoken for a long time. Like, it was in my head. So ask and not assume. We assume a lot of things. We just assume, this person knows. This person. In fact, some parents just assume that their children know. Imagine, how can a child that came many years after you just believe that the child knows, and the next thing you start hitting the child, goes, and then you beat up that child because you assume the child knows, and you don't know what is in the mindset, what is in the mind of that young child. You don't know what is in the mind of that neighbor. You don't know what is in the mind of the other perspective, the perspective of the other side of the other person. But you just assume this person knows. So this person knows. The person hates me. Ask and not assume. Ask in your relationship instead of assuming that the other person knows. Learn to converse, learn to create good quality communication. Habit number 5, be careful not crushing. This will help us to get over the poor conflict resolution style, in the sense that when we set out to be careful in building a healthy relationship with our partners, with our friends, with whoever we are trying to build, we have to be careful not to set boundaries in place, that when with your spouses, that when you're angry, you will not hit each other, you will not sit down and discuss. Set boundaries in place, be careful and not crushing, so that when you are the natural response that comes in mind when you are angry or you feel frustrated in a relationship, or when there are issues, is to go the flight or fight mode. You want to, but that is a me-centered approach. That is about me. That is self-centeredness. We are not thinking about us. We're not thinking about the other person. We're not thinking about the relationship. So when we spend time, when we actually think about us, we develop skills that will move us away from me-centered approach, and rather when we develop skills and habits that help us to be careful and not crushing, we develop habits and skills that would help us to be more mindful and more respectful during the time of our conflict. Or instead of being crushing, we develop all these factors help us get into better, successful and healthy relationship. We have to be careful, and at the end of the day, after each conflict, we all argue, we all have issues at some point. No relationship they are all lying through their teeth, or they are not passionate about their relationship. We have to set boundaries that will help us not to keep falling on those conflicts, so that we can become better in our relationship. Number 7 on my list is connect to correct. We have to create time away from our normal routines, normal schedules, and go back, especially for people that have stayed long in their relationship, maybe for married couples, for old time. We have to create new passion. We have to find time, we have to go away from our normal routines, away from the children, away from the normal activities we have been involved in, and connect before correcting. Find new ways to connect in your relationship. That's habit number 7. We have to connect with our partners, with the other person with the other people in our relationship. We have to connect before we correct. Last habit on my list, which is take care of yourself. Keep a balanced life. We expect others to treat us well, so do others to expect us to treat them well. But when we don't take care of ourselves, when we are not mindful, in fact, no one can give us all we need. You cannot be everywhere at every time. You cannot have a stressful life. You cannot have you on your own. You have to help yourself. You have to take good care of yourself properly. Invest in knowledge-based material so that you can give out good. In fact, many people in relationship are just there, see relationship as a platform to torment another person. Some people torment their spouses, torment their children, which is not proper, because you have not spent time to actually take care of yourself. You don't even know what you are doing. You are just emitting toxins. You are just emitting unhappiness. But when you spend time, invest in knowledge-based material, you will discover that you would have this strong habit, good habit that will help you develop and sustain a successful and healthy relationship. So guys, I believe with these habits that I have mentioned in my video, I said number 1, we should be authentic. We should be yourself. It is more easier and more fun to be authentic, to be yourself. It is much more easier. And number 2 on my list, Be flexible, give it time. Eh, give time for growth and changes. People evolve. People that have been in marriages for 30 years, 20 years, people change when they get to a particular age of their life. They become. Give it time, be flexible, allow for those changes. Number three on my list, it takes a process, it takes time to have a healthy relationship. It takes time to invest and maintain a good relationship. So you have to give it time. It's not a fast kind of thing, not a snappy kind of move. You have to give it time. You have to be there. You have to be genuine. You have to stay there. You have to create time for relationship. Specifically, you have to create time to make your relationship healthy, to make your relationship happy. You have to create time for it. And then number 4 on my list was curious, not critical. When we spend time being critical about our differences, we would not make any progress. We would just waste our time. But when we maximize our strengths, it's a very good habit. So we should have it at the back of our mind to be curious and not critical. Then number 5 was ask and not assume. We have to ask. We have to find time to converse, to create quality communication. Communication is a key factor in making our relationship healthy. We have to learn the other person's perspective so that we can correct. We have to ask and not assume. The next on my list was be careful not crushing. Be careful not crushing. When we are careful, this is a resolution style. This is a conflict resolution, a good resolution style that helps us get better as our relationship. When we are angry, we just want to do the me flight or fight mood. We want to attack. But when we think of us, we think of the relationship, it helps us set good boundary that will help us get better at the end of the day. So we have to be careful and not crushing. A good conflict resolution style that will help each and every of our relationships. The 7th item on my list was connect to correct. We have to connect. We have to create time away from our routines, time away from the normal activities, and connect before we can correct. And that brings us down to the end of our habits, which is take care of yourself. Invest time in knowledge-based material. Learn about yourself, know your tendencies. Spend time with yourself too. It's good to spend time socially, to connect with others. Connect with yourself, know who you are, so that you can give out, you can be healthy. Spend time, eat the right things, reduce stress from your life, sleep more, spend time and take care of yourself. Have a balanced life. Guys, we have come to the end of today's video. We really need good quality relationship. It's not about the quantity of relationship. It's not about the quantity of friends we have or the quantity we need to invest and maintain. So guys, thank you for watching. We have come to the end of today's video. See you in my next video. Bye.